Super Paws, The Adventures of Blaze the Mischievous Dog. Once upon a time in the cheerful town of Furryville, there lived a mischievous German shepherd named Blaze. Blaze wasn't just any dog. He had a nose for trouble and a heart of gold. Every day Blaze found himself in some kind of silly situation, making everyone in Furryville laugh. One sunny morning, Blaze woke up with a curious feeling. Today was going to be different. He could just feel it in his paws. As soon as his human, Tommy, opened the door to let him out, Blaze dashed into the yard with a woof and a wag. In the yard, Blaze spotted something shiny under the old oak tree. It was a strange, glowing collar. Blaze sniffed the collar curiously, and, before he knew it, it snapped around his neck. Suddenly, Blaze felt a surge of energy. His tail wagged faster than ever, and he felt super. Blaze didn't realize it yet, but this amazing collar had turned him into Super Paws, the bravest, funniest superhero Furryville had ever seen. Blaze's first adventure as Super Paws began when he heard a cry for help. It was Mrs. Whiskers, the town librarian's cat, stuck high up in a tree. Blaze knew he had to help. With a mighty leap, he soared through the air, grabbed Mrs. Whiskers gently in his mouth, and landed gracefully on the ground. "Thank you, Super Paws," Mrs. Whiskers purred, her whiskers twitching in delight. Word spread quickly about Blaze's newfound superpowers. Soon, everyone in Furryville was calling for Super Paws to help with their little problems. One day, Mrs. Green from next door called out, "Super Paws, my hat is blown onto the roof." Blaze barked happily and used his super jumping abilities to spring onto the roof, grabbing the hat with his teeth. But instead of simply returning it, Blaze decided to have a little fun. He danced around the yard with the hat on his head, making Mrs. Green and all the neighbors laugh until their sides hurt. Another day, Mr. Thompson was struggling to start his lawnmower. Blaze, sensing an opportunity for some fun, zoomed over and gave the lawnmower a nudge with his nose. To everyone's surprise, it roared to life. Mr. Thompson, taken aback, stumbled backward and landed in a patch of soft flowers. Blaze barked a playful apology and wagged his tail, and soon Mr. Thompson was laughing too. Blaze's most hilarious escapade happened during the Furryville bake sale. Mrs. Baker, known for her delicious pies, had just set out a fresh batch of blueberry pies when a gust of wind threatened to topple them. Super Paws to the rescue. Blaze darted over at lightning speed, catching the pies on his back one by one. The crowd cheered, but the pie's sweet smell was too tempting. Blaze couldn't resist and ended up with a blue snout from sneaking a bite of each pie. The sight of a blue-nosed Super Paws had the entire town in stitches. One day, while Blaze was patrolling the park, he heard Tommy's voice. "Blaze, where are you?" Tommy sounded worried. Blaze zoomed back home and saw Tommy looking all over for him. With a swift tug, Blaze took off the glowing collar and rushed to Tommy's side, just in time to be his regular, playful self again. "There you are, Blaze." Tommy hugged him tight. "You're my hero, you know that?" Blaze wagged his tail, happy to be back to normal. He knew that whenever Furryville needed him, Super Paws would be ready. But for now, he was content being just Blaze, Tommy's best friend. And so Blaze's days continued to be filled with fun and laughter. Whether he was a regular dog or the mighty Super Paws, Blaze knew that being kind, helping others, and spreading joy were the real superpowers. And that's how Blaze, the mischievous dog, became Furryville's beloved superhero.